One day after beating the Lakers, yes, of course we got to get back to the regularly scheduled programming of a Donovan Mitchell trade rumor. And Chris and I are here to break it all down. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dariel and Chris from Knicks Digest. And Chris, let's get right into today's video. So earlier today, Shams was on the Run It Back show on FanDuel TV where he talked about different trade scenarios. And of course, he was talking about Donovan Mitchell and the New York Knicks. And quote, he says, I could see the Knicks being active for sure in the trade market. They're definitely monitoring every star that could be available. Could that be Donovan Mitchell? Now, Chris, you and I have reported on numerous Donovan Mitchell trade rumors for the last few weeks. Is there anything that you want to say towards Shams right now?
I literally just said this to you maybe 30 seconds before we started filming. The big thing here is where there's smoke, there's fire. I feel like it's almost getting to the point where it's inevitable that one day Donovan Mitchell's going to be on the Knicks. It's just what we're barreling towards at this point.
What I do find interesting is another NBA insider, Brian Windhorst. So he has his own podcast. I believe it's called The Hoops Collective.
Yes.
And he was talking about the trade deadline coming up, different NBA players being rumored to be moved. And particularly for the Cleveland Cavaliers, he went into detail about what the Cleveland Cavaliers would be actually looking for if they were to put Donovan Mitchell on the trade market. So if we take a look into it here, it says, no matter the number of suitors, the Cavaliers will likely demand that the return be as good as what they gave up to get Mitchell in September of 2022. On the order of two good young players. For an example, with the Utah Jazz, they would be asking for Colin Sexton and Lauri Markkanen, 3 unprotected first-rounders, and 2 first-round pick swaps. For a variety of reasons, Windhorst doesn't think that's possible now, and that argues against the trade at the deadline. So, yeah, the rumors have been going on about the Cleveland Cavaliers putting Donovan Mitchell on the trade market, but now we get a better sense as to what the Cleveland Cavaliers are actually looking for in return. And I kind of don't think that changes with the Knicks because they are able to offer young players in return. They are able to offer draft picks. We have 8 of our own first-round draft picks, I believe. So it just like cements that the Knicks are like in prime position for this Donovan Mitchell trade.
So essentially, I'm looking at the trade right now for Donovan Mitchell on my phone that the Cavs and Jazz made a few months or like a year ago now, a little over a year and a half ago. Right now, if the Knicks were to give up the equivalent to Colin Sexton, Lauri Markkanen, Agabiji, a 2025 first round pick, a 2026 pick swap, a 2027 first, a 28 pick swap, and a 2029 first, the Knicks would be giving up basically those same years of like draft picks pretty much with swaps. Maybe throw in that Bucks pick or the Pistons thing somewhere because the Knicks have all those protected firsts. You're given RJ. You're probably being asked for quickly. My guess is you're going to be asked for picks that are very similar to those, RJ and quickly. And if you need another contract to make it work, you use Fournier's deal. Like that's realistically what the Cavs are going to offer. The Knicks are not going to say yes to that though. The Knicks already have declined giving up RJ and Grimes in a move for Donovan Mitchell. They're certainly not going to do it now when they're pretty confident, not just the Knicks, but basically everyone who's paid attention to this Donovan Mitchell situation. And even if us Knicks fans and you Knicks Digest viewers don't want to be paying attention to this, you guys know a ton about this because we just will not shut up about it. And essentially, everyone kind of thinks Donovan Mitchell is leaving the Cavs, and I'm fully on board with that thought. I think Donovan is certainly going to leave the Cavs in 2025. He has not signed an extension. He's shown no signs of wanting to sign an extension. I saw a comment recently that someone said, and I have to bring it up, and I don't know what their username was on YouTube, and regardless, I'm not going to name drop them. But someone essentially said that Donovan Mitchell would rather play for the Cavs because they're better than the Knicks. Wrong. The Knicks just won in the playoffs against the Cavs last year when the whole team was healthy, and the Knicks had an injury to their second best player.
Get him.
Also, on top of that, he said that Donovan Mitchell would be middle class living in New York City. Wrong again. Donovan Mitchell makes over $30 million per year. After taxes, that's going to be around $20 million per year. I can tell you, because I know for a fact, living in the middle of Manhattan, that no, you will not be middle class. You can move into almost any apartment, any penthouse, any house in Westchester, Long Island, the outskirts of New York City, with 1 year's salary, let alone the entire contract, all the endorsements, including the Adidas one, all the endorsement money he would make with the Knicks, he would be in the top 1%.
Get
So,
him.
no, that person is incorrect. There is no reason why Donovan Mitchell should want to be in Ohio because the Cavs are not that good. Their coaching is not that good. Their front office is not that good. There is no reason why Donovan Mitchell would resign. I cannot think of one reason why Donovan Mitchell would ever resign with the Cavs. And the reason I'm going on this tangent is because I see you Cavs fans in our comments. I really enjoy reading the hate because it's funny and you guys are not personally attacking us. You're literally just giving your points of view. But here's the deal. It's biased. It's a
Wow.
biased point of view to say that Donovan Mitchell wants to stay in Cleveland. Everyone knows, I just shook up my microphone. Everyone knows that Donovan Mitchell wants to leave. And I'm not saying he wants to go to the Knicks, but I'm saying he would rather play for the Knicks, Nets, or Miami Heat, and probably a handful of other teams than live in one of the worst states in America.
Yo, Donovan Mitchell, let me get some of that 30 mil, bro. Let me get some of that 30 mil.
That would have been the greatest rant I've ever went on.
That was A1, my boy. But to piggyback off what you said before the rant, you said that one of the players that would have to more than likely be included in the trade would be Evan Fournier. So going back to Brian Windhorst, he did go into detail about particular players from particular teams as to who would be included. So if we take a look here, Mitchell's modest salary for a star, like you just said, $33.2 million, means it's unlikely another team will have to cobble together multiple contracts to match. For an example, Miami has Tyler Hero, 27 mil, and Kyle Lowry at 29.7 million in that range. The Knicks nearly get there with just Evan Fournier's contract alone with 18.9, and Brooklyn could use either Spencer Dinwiddie 20.4 or Ben Simmons 37.9 as the centerpiece. So yeah, I mean, Evan Fournier would probably be included in the trade package just to make it work money wise. But definitely the Cavs are going to be looking towards Barrett, quickly, Mitchell Robinson, maybe even. So, I mean, me and you have been talking a lot. We think it's actually going to happen. And you did change my mind. I'm at least open to seeing it now to see what we could do, what we could build off of that trade and get Donovan here to the Knicks.
And something about this is the fact that the Knicks contract situation can get real interesting real fast because I believe that Evan Fournier's got a team option after this season. This would be his third year with New York. He had a team option going into year 4. I don't think the Knicks accept that unless they know that they're going to move Fournier's contract right now. Like, and by right now, I mean next summer. Donovan is not getting traded at the deadline, which Windhorst said. The only way the Knicks accept Evan Fournier's team option is if they know he's about to be a part of a trade and they need that 18.9 salary to fill things. And I'm aware that Evan Fournier does not have trade value, Evan Fournier has not stepped on a basketball court since like 1945 or something by now. And because of that, obviously he has no value. It's not like we're just saying, let's give them Evan Fournier. That's who they want. No, obviously they don't, but it's just, it would be an expiring contract that helps fill salary, and taking on that contract means you get more draft capital because you're relieving him of the Knicks while also giving them your best players. So it's one of those situations where essentially Fournier is only going to be a part of this trade if this trade is going to happen very soon, such as directly after the deadline. So I'm telling all Knicks fans right now to do the same. If the Knicks accept Fournier's team option, there is a trade coming that's involving him. He does not want the Knicks to accept his option. He wants to play basketball, and he's a tremendous shooter who deserves to be on an NBA court somewhere. And essentially, he's not ever going to get that chance in New York, and he's upset with the fact of that, and he's totally right to feel that way, despite the fact that it also makes sense why the Knicks aren't really playing him. Essentially, long story short, if Donovan Mitchell gets traded to New York and Evan Fournier is involved, it means that this is going to happen this summer because the Knicks would have to accept Fournier's team option, and it makes no sense to have basically $19 million of cap space being eaten away by a bench player who doesn't get minutes unless you are going to move him that summer.
So I mean, we've been talking about this from the Knicks perspective. Obviously, this is a Knicks YouTube channel, but if let's put ourselves in the Cleveland Cavaliers situation. Like Darius Garland is going to be out, Evan Mobley is going to be out for an extended period of time. Donovan Mitchell, it sounds like, I mean, he's not disappointed that he's being thrust into like being the leader of the team right now when it was supposed to be like a supporting kind of thing. But like, if you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, would you just like try and move him now? Or do you wait and see what Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen and Karis LeVert, what they can do, Max Strus? Like, I mean, obviously they're gonna wait and see, but wouldn't you want to like at least entertain that thought? Like Donovan Mitchell, why don't we hear the offers right now and see if maybe we could get something even more? I don't know.
I would absolutely, if I'm the Cavs, I would test the water and basically see what are teams looking to pay at the deadline. Obviously, things are harder to do in season because of salary cap rules. It makes things more difficult. Roster requirements make things more difficult. It's easier to make trades in the offseason than to do one in the middle of a season.
But
And
it's like, what are they doing? It's like even if they were healthy, what is their
clearly what's happening right here is the fact is the Cavs thought Evan Mobley was going to be better by now than what he is, and Darius Garland was going to be better right now than what he is, and that together with Donovan Mitchell and Jared Allen, and now with Max Strus, and with a bench that's not horrible by any means, they thought they'd be in the top four of the Eastern Conference, and they're not. And essentially, our injuries are a reason for that, sure, but another reason is that Darius Garland's had a really slow start to the season, that Evan Mobley still has not really developed any sort of bag or ability to shoot on offense, which is a huge problem for them.
right?
And if I'm the Cavs, though, I'm waiting because I think right now is we're all sort of under this impression that it's like if Donovan Mitchell were to re-sign with the Cavs, that would be absolutely shocking at this
Facts.
moment. And I'm not saying that as someone who's like anti-Cavs. I don't really care about the Cavs. I've rooted for them for a long time because I'm a huge LeBron fan.
No, it's
But
just
it's
the breadcrumbs have not shown you that he's going to be re-signing with the Cavs. So yeah, I get it.
That's what it is. It has nothing to do with how I feel towards the Cavs. I actually love that the Cavs fans are in the comments giving us hate. We should. It's a fun rivalry where it's not like this personal thing. It's very fun, but it's like at the end of the day, I don't really see Donovan Mitchell re-signing with the Cavs. I don't see a reason for him to. But also, if you look at suitors, I don't really see a reason for him to sign with the Nets either. I don't think the Nets are better than the Cavs. The Nets with Donovan Mitchell are not better with the Cavs than the Cavs with Donovan Mitchell. The Cavs are still better, and they have a better potential, or they have a higher potential to become an elite team. Because it's not like Evan Mobley's never going to be good. There's a perfectly reasonable chance that he breaks out and becomes a star. And there's a perfectly reasonable chance that Darius Garland takes another jump. It's way more unreasonable to believe that Donovan Mitchell would see success with the Nets than he would with the Cavs. But everything has shown that maybe Donovan didn't really want to go to the Cavs. As he said on JJ Redick's podcast, 2 days before he became a Cav, he went to bed saying, damn, I'm a Knick. That didn't happen. The Knicks ended up re-signing Barrett. That ended the trade talks. The Cavs swooped in, made what I said at the time was an excellent trade for Donovan Mitchell. I still sort of stand by it. Laurie would have never broken out on the Cavs regardless. And also, I mean, they were in a position to do it. And has it worked so far? No. Is it going to work out? Doesn't feel like it, but it still could. And I think if you're Kobe Altman, I think you take the chance that this does work out at some point. Because if you trade Donovan Mitchell now, you're waving the white flag so early. And Donovan's not a free agent this summer. You have another year to change things. You have another year to develop Evan Mobley and Darius Garland and use that mid-level exception to sign another bench piece and make a better team that maybe if everything goes right, can break out and can become a top four seed in the East. And then if they are that, I don't think Donovan Mitchell is going to be like, okay, I'm out no matter what. I think he'd seriously consider his options, understand that the most money he can get paid is from the Cleveland Cavaliers, and highly consider staying with the Cavs. So if I'm the Cavs, I'm saying no, don't trade Donovan, hold on to him for dear life, and then take the gamble that you're going to lose him in free agency because if they do that, it's not like they're stuck with nothing. You still have Garland. You still have pieces. You're not going to be a disaster. You'll still have some assets to make a move for another star player or something like that. I think it makes more sense for the Cavs to just hold on to Donovan unless you get some package that's absolutely insane for him.
We need that all-star, superstar, or whatever kind of player to start putting out reports that he's not happy with his organization, because there's somebody out there that we have no idea that he's unhappy, he's disgruntled. Right now, it's the same names over and over. I'm thinking of someone that's completely out of left field, completely random. Again, don't quote me. Whatever. SGA. I'm trying to think of another player. You know, like someone just so random. Like we need someone else to pop up, and hopefully that happens, man. Because these names that are just churning over and over and over, it's like we just have the same conversations over and over.
But I think the very best player in the NBA who could be not thrilled with his team situation would never leave, because that guy's Steph Curry. So to wrap it back into Donovan Mitchell, I think he's going to be the only star that's ever available for the Knicks in the near future. And we're going to see the Knicks and the Nets and the Heat get into a nasty bidding war over this guy, whether it's in free agency and teams are whining and dining him, or if it's in some sort of trade this summer. Because the Cavs are obviously going to look to trade him this summer. Even if they don't do it, they're going to look at it, because they will understand, like, okay, there's a real chance that we lose this guy for nothing in 1 year, and we don't want that to happen. So there's a very, very good chance that we see Donovan Mitchell just get and basically be the face of some bidding war where the Knicks, Nets, and Heat are going to get into it. I don't know who's going to win. I'm inclined to believe it's the Knicks, but I'm also a Knicks fan, so obviously I have a level of bias, no matter how I feel about if I want Mitchell on the team or not. I've very often played devil's advocate on why he should come here, but also at the same time, it's problematic, which we've talked about for 10 million minutes by now, so, you know.
All right, guys. So Chris broke it down in detail about Donovan Mitchell coming to the Knicks. Is it gonna happen or nah? Let us know let us know in the comments. But until next time, hopefully the next video that you see Chris and I will be talking about maybe another all-star that has come out of nowhere and said that he's disgruntled and he's unhappy with his organization. I don't know. We'll see.
And if not, we'll see you next time on the, I think 6th or 7th episode on this Donovan Mitchell series that it's become.
Facts. We'll catch you on the next one, guys. Peace.